Okay, good morning everyone. So I am Ma'am Ann and welcome to my MAPEH class. So today is May 26, 2021. So how are you guys? You may raise your hands up if you're still there and existing. Okay, very good. I have an active student today. Hello, Annalisa Quinto. How was your day?
Good morning po, ma'am.
Nice. Oh, Jacqueline Glory is here. So how are you too, Miss Glory?
I'm hungry, teacher.
Oh dear, that's so sad. You should lose more weight today. You should. It's for your health benefits. You will definitely like it. Okay, now let's have our opening prayer. Okay, this is our first activity for today. So we have four picks, one word. So try to look at the picture and identify the words that we are looking for.
First aid, ma'am.
Wow, very good, Annalisa. You did your homework today. Well, let's see if you are correct.
I do advanced study, ma'am.
Oh, very well. So, that is, you are 101% correct. So, the answer is first aid. So, let's have a short introduction about first aid. So, what is first aid? When did it start? So, first aid started at Geneva, Switzerland, where the famous Toblerone first originated. So, as you can see here, you can see different types of flag. So, the Red Cross flag is the inverted version of the Swiss flag. The three flags that are shown here are Red Cross flag, Red Crescent, and the neutral flag, the diamond. So in other countries, they say that they uses this diamond type of flag for neutrality. So once you see these badges and you are in the middle of a war, you are not allowed to kill those people, those volunteers. So the main reason why Red Cross originated in Switzerland, because Switzerland is a country. It's one of the, I guess, three countries that are neutral. So they don't have any political interest or they don't allied with other nations. But today, as I remember, Switzerland is part of the European Union. The capital of Switzerland is Bern and famous for its Toblerone and Swiss Alps. So during World War II, the damage is severe. So imagine an entire bomb drop inside your house. So the Japanese, unfortunately, thousands of them, or maybe even millions of them died during World War II. So they decided to create a convention. They call it Geneva Convention because it was held in Geneva, Switzerland. You can see people during the time after the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, their faces were all melted. Those people who see the bomb up close and personal all died. Faces are burned. It's a catastrophe. So when people saw the aftermath, and Henry Dunant, no? Henry Dunant is a Genevan man, a businessman, a very influential guy, decided in 1901 to put the International Red Cross. That's how that's how good this man is. He is a Calvinist, and the Philippines, after a year, after 1914, after 1949, the Philippines under Manuel Rojas signed the Republic Act number 9093, making a law, making it into a law, and call it the Philippine National Red Cross. Today it was headed by Mr. Dick Gordon, one of the senators. So, what is first aid? So, first aid is an immediate and temporary care given to a person who becomes suddenly ill. For example, a few years ago, oh no, it's not a few years ago, maybe yeah, how many years are we in pandemic? I can say about 2 years ago, yeah, to be exact. People are allowed to go outside. I did manage to go to Macau and Hong Kong before the outbreak. So some people here in the Philippines, we wanted to go to places like, for example, Mount Pamitinan, hike, and sadly, those local tourism industry boom. The problem is most of the participant in such activities doesn't have any person who is knowledgeable in first aid or a part of a medical team. So when someone suffered from ankle sprain, you know what will happen. If you are on top of a mountain, 1,000 yung 1,000 altitude high. So that is the main objective of first aid. Save and prolong life. If you are familiar with Mount Halcon, there was this guy who's so bulky, and you can see him as super healthy individual. And what happened? He suffered from hypothermia. He died because of severe cold. Because Mount Halcon is the top one. Top one is Mount Apo. Number three is Mount Halcon. No one knows how to do first aid at the time. So the guy died on top of Mount Halcon. So that is the first objective of first aid. Save and prolong life. The second is prevent future injuries. For example, a man who suffered from sprain, will you allow him to walk? As a first aider, you should immobilize the area to avoid further injuries. The third objective is alleviate pain. You should reduce the pain as a first aider, but not by giving medicines. Remember, first aiders are not allowed to give medicines. You are not a licensed physician to do so. So here are the objectives: save life, prevent further injuries, and alleviate pain. So what is a role of a first aider? If we're going to look at our book, there were lots of them, but these are the two most important. It bridges the gap between the doctor and the victim, ends when the doctor arrives. Just like Jesus Christ. He's the way, the truth, and the life. He's the bridge from earth to heaven. Same as that. So, if I'm a first aider, if you are a first aider, when the doctors arrive, you should stop immediately and give the victim to the doctor. It's his job. You just have to report what's been done. Doctor, the guy suffered from stroke. According to my assessment, doctor, the guy suffered from stroke. The doctor will ask you, what is the first aid conducted? Then he will assess the situation and just give it to him. Don't be like Superman. The doctor is more knowledgeable. Okay, so what are the things to observe safely inside your home and outside? So first is, look at the kitchen. Are there hazardous materials inside? For example, knives, and you have kids. What will you do? Oh, I'll put them on top of the table. Make sure that they kill themselves. That's wrong. You have to make sure that everything is in place, secured. Prevention is better than cured. Check the living room. Check the bathroom. Are the electrical wirings okay? Check outside the house. How about my roof? Is it intact? Okay. So these are the four things that you can look. So now, Mom, I've searched everything. Our house is okay. There's nothing wrong. But then suddenly a truck hit a house. So an emergency occurred. So what is an emergency? It is a situation requiring immediate action. Meaning immediate. In Tagalog, agad-agad. When someone is hurt, it's called medical emergency. a sudden illness requiring immediate medical attention. So, as a first aider, you saw such event happen. What will you do? First is don't panic. Ah, I should calm down. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Second, be responsive. Be resourceful. Third is use all your senses and calm the victim. When I first had my first victim as a licensed first aider of Red Cross, I swear, it's hard not to panic. The first accident that I responded to is a motorcycle accident in front of UP. The guy was at the center of the Commonwealth Avenue. I saw him bleeding. Then I remember, oh, what happened? It was after my class. I'm the one breathing heavily. The man, says in Tagalog, first aider ka, kabang-kaba ka. Stop. He was so chill. Never do that same mistake as a first aider. You should what? You should don't panic. You don't have splinters. I was in UP. Oh, for example, Annalisa, I'll ask you this one. You're in the middle of the
Yes,
street.
ma'am.
You don't have anything, but the guy's leg is broken. Last week, we discussed about the different bandaging techniques. So, as a first aider, what will you do?
If there's no materials that I can use during that situation, maybe if there's a tree, I use the twig of the tree. And
Mm-hmm.
if there's no anything to use as a Tagalog na lang po, ma'am, nahihirapan po ako
No, it's
mag-English.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can do it.
I use my dress if it is long,
Wow!
pupunutin ko, and then, yes, and then
You're
I
very
will
kind.
use that para ipantali po dun sa twig so that ma-intact yung injured part nung
Mm-hmm,
victim.
mm-hmm.
Hi, thank you.
Wow, very well said. So that's being resourceful. Use all your senses. Once you get into an accident, you should survey the area. And we'll go into that later. Okay, emergency action principles. Now that you are in an emergency, you were there. You saw Kuya lying down on the street. First thing you need to do is survey the scene. You're in the middle of Commonwealth Avenue, where the fastest car can drive up to 60 kilometers per hour. And he's lying there. Is the area safe? Raise your hand if the area is safe. No one's no one's responding. Oh, Sir Joseph, the middle of the
Yes,
Commonwealth
ma'am. Yes,
Avenue.
ma'am.
How can you say that the area is safe?
Right now, ma'am, I think that area is safe because I'm here, not there.
Oh, very good answer. Hey, you should survey the scene. You are not, as a first aider, never put yourself in danger. Don't rush to places like that. You'll die immediately. Second, activate medical assistance and transfer facility. Even though you never went inside the premise, I think you should call the doctor. Ask for people. Call 911. President Rodrigo Duterte, you know, copied the US. So you can call 911 on your phone for free. If you see some accident happening or occurring, then do a primary survey. Do a primary survey. Check the ABC, airway, breathing, and circulation. But don't do that in the middle of a street. We'll discuss it later. It's on the next part. So, pulse. What is the normal pulse of a healthy person? That is 60 to 100 beat per minute. So if the person or the victim has above normal pulse, we call it tachycardia. When it's below normal, it's bradycardia. When it's below normal, you know what's happening. Something is serious when it's above or below normal. Then you should check the respiration. Is the guy breathing? Is he okay? Check the blood pressure. Can you check? As a healthy person, you must have this BP checking device. Okay. So the next one is the secondary survey. The primary survey is done for unconscious victims. The secondary is done with conscious victims. They can answer questions. But then again, you still need to do the ABC. So first is survey the scene. Do a primary survey. Activate medical assistance. Then you can do the secondary survey if he is conscious. Like, Kuya, anong kinain mo kanina? How are you? And sometimes victims will respond, mukha ba akong okay? Can you see my body's bleeding? Paano mo sasagutin yan? But for first aider like us, if someone is too loud, it means they're okay. They're not that they're not totally in bad condition. We'll state that again later. So you have to check the temperature, skin color, pupils, state of consciousness. Is the guy responsive? They can answer you, where do you live? Blackwala, 23, Area Trejo, Republic Avenue, Barangay, Holy Spirit, Quezon City, Diliman. What's your zip code? 1127. They are very responsive and they are conscious. Okay. Do they have the ability to move? Reaction to pain. They can talk, but they can't move the distal end of their fingers. When you talk about distal end, this is the distal end. It's the very tip. Okay. So here are the life-threatening emergencies. Respiratory arrest and respiratory distress. Look at your victim. Is he breathing? Can't you see the chest moving up and down? That is, if that thing didn't happen, meaning a respiratory arrest occurred. The victim is not breathing. That's a respiratory arrest. Respiratory distress. He is bleeding, but with abnormal way, abnormal skin appearance. For example, Chris Aquino, whose skin is so light, then turns dark. For example, Blackjack, his skin is dark and turns white. So there's something wrong. Okay. And feeling of the victim. If they can talk, you can ask them. If they can. So, under the life-threatening emergencies, the victim is unconscious, for example. Ask the people around. There's always someone, especially here in the Philippines. We know it. In Tagalog, madaming CCTV sa labas. Huh? Maraming chismoso. Once an accident occurred, groups of people will come, especially in a public place. They will keep on so, what's happening? Then they can create different types of story. So, if the bystander says that the guy is not breathing for 0 to 4 minutes, so it means that the guy is what? Still okay. But if someone says, I've been here for about 4 to 6 minutes and he's not breathing, so brain damage is probable. In the hospital, they call it, because the doctor is always there, when the patient stops breathing for 0 to 4 minutes, they call it clinical death. 0 to 6 minutes is clinical death. Next is biological death. 6 to 10 minutes, there is brain damage, probable. 10 minutes and above, damage is certain. You have to remember that oxygen is the most important part of our system. Oxygen is used as a fuel. So if you don't have oxygen and you're not breathing for more than 10 minutes, that is, you are probably dead. As first aider, you are not allowed to declare that the victim is dead. For example, the man, the victim from the Commonwealth motorcycle, for example, is not breathing for 20 minutes. Me as a first aider, I should never tell the people around me that the victim is dead. You're not a doctor. You don't have the license to say that. As first aider, even for 30 minutes, you keep on pumping, you keep on doing CPR. Even though in Tagalog, sobrang tigas niya na yan. Matigas na, malamig na. As a first aider, you should continue doing CPR and rescue breathing. Kahit ikaw alam sa ulo mo, person's already dead. But you have to do that. Just wait for a medical practitioner until the needed help arrives. Okay, now I have a question. Have you encountered such event? Raise your hand. Do you encounter events like this? That you do know that people died? Okay, Annalisa, so can you give me an example?
Ma'am, about your statement a while ago,
Hmm?
are you saying that even you already know that the victim is dead, you must at least give him or her a first aid?
Okay, very good question. You should. You should not stop. You should not. Even though you know that the person is dead, you can never say that. Especially in front of the family members. You are not a doctor. If you are a Red Cross first aider and you do that, you have you have sanctions. It's under the law. It's called it's not negligence. There are other terms for that. Eh. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to speak this one in Tagalog. According to the Red Cross guy, kahit na matigas yan, hindi talaga namin yung pwedeng sabihin. Hindi namin pwedeng sabihin na patay na to. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, sir, kasi madalas may kabady, pero madalas ikaw lang mag-isa. Especially, of course, this is first aid, person suddenly becomes ill. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to stop. Once you stop doing the dues of a first aider, yun nga yan, negligence yun. You will face civil liabilities. Magkikita kayo sa korte nun. So it's hard being a certified Red Cross first aider. If you have your license and someone knew that you are a first aider and you don't go to that place, kakasuhan ka. First aider ka. You say that, hey, I'm a Red Cross first aider. And you saw the man died. And you stop doing the procedures. You abandon the guy. Patay na yan eh. Kakasuhan ka. May kaso yun. Kaya dapat hindi ka, in Filipino term, when I see victims or injured persons, mag-aantay ako ng mga 1 minuto as a first aider. Kasi I'm hoping na may doktor. My friend who's a nurse in Saudi Arabia saw a victim of stroke inside Qatar Airways. She was flying from Saudi to the Philippines. And she's in civilian clothing. She's looking. Then suddenly a doctor arrives. Tingnan lang kayo 1 minute. Yung 1 minute, that 1 minute is very crucial. I will discuss it further. I've been installed to this one. Thank you, Annalisa, for your question. Okay, so life-threatening emergency. When to stop? When will you stop doing this procedure? When breathing and pulse is restored, if he can breathe on his own, when a paramedics arrive or a doctor, never say this. There are some first aiders, some. Doc, I can do it. Okay na po. Stand by. Kapal na mukha. Eh? No. First aider is too tired. If you're too tired, you should stop. Lalo kung wala kang karelyebo, you should stop. Kasi pwedeng mali na yung CPR, pwedeng sa sobrang pagod mo. Oh, CPR is very dangerous. It is life-saving, yet it is dangerous. Last time, a family member of ours died. And for 3 times, he was revived. And the doctor said, we can revive this guy. Pero, sa pang-apat, basag na po yung dibdib niyan. So when a first aider is tired, you should stop. Lalo na pa nagsi-CPR. Kasi pwedeng 2 week na yung CPR mo. That is 1.5 inches. Yung dibdib, kailangan lumalim yan ng 1.5 inches. Kung kayo ay nasa inyong maba, if you're inside your house and you still have your chest with you, then, if you can see me at the camera, put your hands like this and on your sternum. Tagalog dito sa area na to. This is where your sternum is. Then try to hit that one. Very lightly. Because Annalisa is a former taekwondo player and is still a practitioner, you know that when someone hit your solar plexus, it's painful. Just an ounce. Imagine you're doing CPR. Other first aider, they can do that for 30 minutes? No. But they should try. Okay. So once an emergency occurred, the victim is unconscious, you do your primary survey. Then he's still not breathing. So you need to carry the guy. And the guy is in a very dangerous situation. This is the time when we do carrying and transporting with an injured person. So what can you say about the picture? Sir Liam.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir Liam is not around. Maybe he's
I'm here,
having
ma'am.
some
I'm here.
difficulty.
It's because of my Converge
thank you very much. You're
problem.
still here.
Yes, ma'am.
Same here. Same here. We should report it.
Pardon for your
What can
question,
you say
ma'am.
about the picture?
I see
What can you say about the picture? The guy being carried.
I see all the pictures of Ma'am Dinia, Ma'am Mona Lisa, Ma'am Sir Ricky, Ma'am Jack, Ma'am Annalisa. Is that all, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Iba yata yung tinitignan
Those
niya,
are
sir.
good people.
Okay, so I see on the left side of my screen people carrying an injured person. There are doctor, nurses, fireman, volunteer, and an old person they are carrying. Is that all, ma'am?
That's it.
Thank you po.
You're very good. You're very observant. You can name all all the participants of this meeting. That's really nice. So, Annalisa, are you there?
Yes, mic test.
Okay, Annalisa, do you think that they carry the victim properly?
No, ma'am.
How did you say so? Bakit?
Because they are crowded. As much as possible, if the victim, sabi, ano ba yun? Give some air, diba? So as I observe, it is crowded because it's 5 men who, ano yan? Who carrying the victim.
Okay, very good. So this picture is from the World Trade Center.
And as much as possible,
thank you very much, Annalisa.
We must assure how to carry proper the victim. Am I right or left?
You are exactly correct. You are always on the right side and on the right track. Congratulations. So, very well said. So, next. Oh, someone is raising his hand. Sir Lim.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the picture says that it was earthquake, so we can never tell that it is a proper way of carrying it. So it depends on the
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Okay. So, you have a prior knowledge when it comes to carrying transport, according to your answers. So, in the Philippines, this is one of the most horrifying accident that happened. It happened on February 4, 2006. This is the Wawawi Stampede. The price for the first anniversary of Wawawi is 1 million, house and lot, car, taxi, and jeepney. And 30,000 people lined up to get the prize. The total maximum capacity of Ultra Stadium is 10,000. They will only allow 5,000 inside the cover court. And when you go to the football field, they can hold up to 20,000. But they will only allow 15,000. So all in all, the total participants allowed to enter the stadium is around 20,000. And these people came there from different provinces, especially from Metro Manila and nearby provinces. They were there, there were all 30,000 individuals. And then suddenly, a guy says from ABS-CBN that they are ready to distribute the tickets. So, stampede occurred. They keep on banging the gate of Ultra from 3 a.m. So, at 6 a.m. in the morning, the gate collapsed. And the people who's in front, they were the ones who died. There were 73 dead individuals here, 800 injured. And that day is our wedding. Okay. Happy anniversary on your wedding, belated. So, can you imagine? You were celebrating in life and 73 people died. So, this is one. According to the first aider that responded in this accident, this is the first time in their life. I'm going to say it in Filipino because you say it in Filipino. It was a nightmare. Nakakapagod. And according to that Red Cross first aider, namatay yung mga tao kasi mali yung pag-handle. Mali yung pag-carry. Dahil sa sobrang dami na nga, yun, they died. Or mas lumala yung injury. Kasi ano yun naman, mga tao, usyosero, di ba? Tutulong sila, yet they don't know. Normal yun sa Pilipino, magandang katangian ng Pinoy yun, matulungin. But we should be educated. Hey, so, triage. It means to sort. Doing greatest good for the greatest number of victims. Put that in mind. Doing the greatest good for the greatest number of victims. You should save more lives. We're going to have a tricky question when it comes to that. Ask victim who can get up and walk. Move to a specific area. Perform. Go to motionless victim first. For example, you went to Stampede at the Ultra. Yung pinakamaingay, keep saying, tulungan niya ako, tulungan niya ako, tulungan niya ako. Huwag ka lumapit doon. Move to those who are motionless and doesn't have the ability to talk. Because there are two possibilities. One, he's dead. Second, he is severely bleeding or really in dangerous situation. So how will you classify? How will you sort? So remember this color. As a first aider, you should remember this one. Dead for black, red for immediate, 3 for delayed, 4 for minimum. Dead for black, red for immediate, yellow for delayed, green for minimal or minor. What is it, Annalisa? Why are you raising your hands?
I just want to share that in
Okay, good. So you
reality,
may, but make it short. Okay, go.
sometimes if as ano if we saw a man who
Mm.
already unconscious,
Mm.
sometimes hindi na natin pinapansin yan and mas sinisave natin yung may buhay pa.
Mm.
Eh, di ba? Ano lang naman yun, excuse ko lang. Just to, parang ano, in reality kasi ganun yung nangyayari. Pag tingin nila hindi na gumagalaw, sometimes ang ginagawa nila is, mas inuuna nila yung may buhay pa. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Which is wrong. Which is wrong. Move to the quietest victim. Yung sumisigaw, Diyos me, ang lakas pa ng baga nun, nakakahinga yun. Yung iba pa nagmumura, di ba? Anak ng topo naman, kanina pa ako nandito, especially at the hospital. But you should be reminded of this one. In different colors. Minimal, delayed, and immediate. So, how will you know if it's an immediate care? Life-threatening injuries. Breathing faster. Well, weak pulse, these are the list on how you will know if that person is an immediate care. Urgent, not immediate, not delayed. If an immediate person or victim, nakita nyo, punta nyo agad. Survey the scene ng sobrang bilis lang. Kasi kailangan yung unahin nyo say, that's why surveying the area is very important. You should never put your life in danger. Paano kung ikaw lang yung first aider? Tapos merong 3,000 victim. And ikaw, mala Superman, pumunta ka dun kaagad. It's wrong. You should survey. Then go to the one who needs the care most. Urgent care is not allowed to be delayed more than 1 hour. That can be fatal too. Delayed care. It can wait for 3 hours. If a victim is under delayed care, it has minor injuries. Sila yung madalas yung may ingay. Dead. Mortally wounded. Unlikely to survive due to extent of injuries, age, or medical condition. As first aiders, if there were doctors, tapos alam nila, for example, that the person is about to die, they will just give him painkillers. But they know deep inside it will die. But they don't have the right, they were not in right position to say so. So how will you move a victim? So here are some tips. Do not move until ready to be transported. Move only if in immediate danger. That's the time when you can move the victim. For example, a plane crash, a stampede, the area is hazardous. You can move them quickly as possible. You get inside, survey the scene. Hi, I'm Andrea Sarmiento. I am a certified, blah, 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 blah. You should, lahat po na nakakalakad pa, tayo, sumama kayo sa akin. Kasi iba doon, tamad lang tumayo. Bigyan talaga. Kung kilala niyo si Shikamaru sa Naruto, nung una umatake si Gaara, yun yon. Natutulog sa doon, kahit kaya niyang gumalaw. See? That's it. You should, kasi minsan, sila magigising sila. As a first aider, you should have a loud voice. Then, kung ano yung language, yun yung salita nyo. Sisay digdihan, kaya po magsitayo. Sumama kayo sa akin, tara, maglakaw na. Ganon. Kung ano yung language, if you can say, or if you can speak the language, the native tongue, then do. If you cannot, say it in English. Hey, move by using strong muscles in your leg and arm. If you have a condition like Mamona, who has dextroscoliosis, if I am correct, huwag kayong basta-basta magbubuhat. That's dangerous for your disc, your spinal disc. Pwedeng yung nerve nyo maipit, delikado yon. Baka instead na you are the first aider, you are going to be the one who needs immediate care. Do not lift with your back muscle. Huwag gagamit yung sa likuran. Use the power of your legs. Practice deadlift. Hey, do not move the victim unless it's very necessary. Do not make the injury worse by moving. Automatically, if you see someone lying down, suspected yan agad ng spinal injury. If someone is lying down and not able to walk, suspected spinal injury. Kahit hindi, ilagay niyo sa isipan niyo as first aider kasi you don't know what happened. And you just move the guy, lift him, lalala yun. What if hindi nyo nakikita, may internal bleeding. Yung pala, yung ribs niya tumusok sa heart. And you move the guy, causes his death. Mali nyo yun. Ha? Okay, next. Leave unresponsive victim alone. You're not allowed to leave an unresponsive victim ng mag-isa. Hindi kayo pwede umalis doon. Maliban na nga lang kung dangerous. Move by yourself if others are available too. When help arrives, there are other first aider, you can go. So, now we go to our video presentation. So, this will be the process victim. Explain your answer. Anyone? So, you should answer in percentage. Like 20, 30, 70, 40. So, what do you think is the answer? This is in your own opinion. What do you think is the percentage of victim between a first aider and the victim?
50.
No one's raising their hands. 50-50. Why?
Naisip ko lang, ma'am.
How about you, Vinya? What's your percentage? Oh, nice try, kids. Is Vinya there? Anyone? Oh. So what is the percentage? This will be the answer, and you should put this in mind. It should be 80-20. Your safety. 80% should be on the first aider safety. It's a must. Kung kaya nyo pa nga mas mababa, if you can put it lower like 90-10, you have to remember, you are a first aider. You know what, in military, and if there's a war, there's only one medic, and you have 3,000 soldiers. Are you going to risk your life for one individual? As a medic? Of course not. Why? According to Red Cross, I say it in Tagalog, I'll say it in Tagalog. Hindi pwede na i-risk mo yung buhay mo para sa isang tao and you still have these 3,000 soldiers depending on you. Then once na nawala yung first aider na yon or medic na yon, patay yung 3,000. So dapat mas mataas yung percentage of safety nyo, even sa rescue and transport. Make sure that you are safe. That's why we wear gloves, we wear masks. Pumunta kayo sa isang lugar, tapos the victim, sabi nung first aider, nasusunog yung laman. Oh, what will you do? You don't wear mask? That's very dangerous, especially pag tao. Kasi there are components in the smoke that you can inhale. And those materials has or may have carcinogen. Pwede may cancer yun. May possibility na ma-inhale mo yon at manirahan yun sa'yo and you can get cancer. So, safety of the first aider is a must. Ayun yung pinaka-top priority natin. Okay, question number 2 is, a loved one died in a major accident involving numerous victims and you're one of the first aider who was assigned in rescue and transport. Who will you transport first and why? In Tagalog, may namatay kang kamag-anak. Na-involve siya sa isang malaking accident. Kunwari lang ito, ha? Okay. At na-assign ka sa rescue and transport. Sino yung unang-una mong ililigtas? O kukunin? Anyone? Oh. Annalisa.
As you said a while ago, better na unahin yung unconscious or kung sino man yung sa tingin natin walang response compared to others.
Kahit asawa mo yan?
Kahit nanay ko. Joke lang.
Okay. Oy, si De La Rosa. De La Rosa, I saw you raising your hand. Well, how about you?
Ma'am, feeling ko yung kasi technically speaking, patay na kasi yung loved one mo. So, syempre, as a first aider, it is your duty to transport yung may chance pang mabuhay na mas may kailangang i-transport. Ganun po.
Okay, very good. Honestly speaking, Sir Liam, how about you, Sir Liam? What's your answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, as I experience,
Wow, as
so,
an experience.
sa pinanood ko pala, hindi pala na-experience. Hindi, actually, ma'am, pag sumasakay kayo ng eroplano, di ba, laging may, may training about proper, then, laging sinasabi nung, ng, anong tawag doon, ng flight attendant, na save your purse lagi, di ba? Bago yung lahat. Then sabi dito, a loved one died in major accident. For example, aeroplano nga yung be sure na may hawak kang na parachute.
Unahin mo na yung
Meron ba
sarili
yun?
niya.
Siyempre, laging ganun lang. Kagaya na sinabi ni Ma'am kanina dun sa first question niya, 75. Actually, 75 or 70-30 lang. Laging safety first talaga. Kasi paano mo isi-save yung victim kung yung sarili mo mismo ay not working. So, yun lang yun. Yun lang yun. Thank you po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, that is the answer. We as Filipinos, we have these close family ties. Pero we will know when we get there. Sana hindi. Never. But it's a very tough decision for first aider. Minsan nga hindi pa patay eh. Pero alam mong mamamatay na. Tapos may kita ka ng kamag-anak mo. Di ba? Yun. So next. Okay, so activity 3, thinking about others. Assume that you are SK chairman. So this will be your activity. I'll send you the Google form for that. Or you can have the picture. You can take a picture, answer on your paper. Because we are MDL, I will wait for your answers. Oh, you raise your hands, Maravilla. What is it?
Ma'am, my ambition in life is to become SK chairman so that I will going to have an NMAX.
Very good. I'm looking forward to that. SK has a 10 million budget per year. You will have a lot of NMAX if you go there. Yes. But remember, there's karma, so it depends on you. Okay, the next is, hey, how will you bring me to safety? So here are the 5 questions. You can answer this one again online on a piece of paper. Take a clear picture, send it to me because we are under pandemic. I am not allowed to hold your paper. So yeah, please take the picture clearly. You just have to choose one of these, huh? One from these 3. A fire broke and a grandma fell unconscious. She was trapped inside. How are you going to help her? A child has no injury on arm. Leg, rib, neck, back, but unconscious. How will you transport the child? A 6 feet tall man, 10 kilograms, at 100 kg with no injuries fell unconscious. How will you transport the unconscious man? Just pick one, then answer, then you get 10 points for this one. This will be your homework. Learners in their journal will write their personal insights. So the next time you arrive in my class, I'm going to ask you about this. So thank you very much. Do you have questions? Because we are about to end. Oh, I don't hear anyone or see. So, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure, according to Benjamin Franklin. Prevention is better than cure. Stay safe. The learnings that you have here, you can always use that, especially during the time of pandemic. It's hard to
I
talk.
love Benjamin Franklin.
And the grade 8, they know him. Without him, you can survive. Okay. True humanity is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. But you don't have to think about yourself as inferior. According to your uh, according to our previous slides, we should have 80-20. You should give less, a portion of yourself when it comes to volunteering. You have to remember, a first aider, we have no salary. We do it according to the call of our heart. So, may speaking in Tagalog, wag na wag nyong, for example, walang training ng first aid, pinasabak mo doon, that's very dangerous. Merong isang lugar, binaha sila, tapos nagsusugod kayo doon, you don't have training, that's dangerous. Always know. Always put in mind, the 80-20 percentage, yan ang ginagamit ng Red Cross, even international. If they saw those emblems and you're in the middle of a war, hindi kayo papatayin. Pero sadly, 2016 sa Syria, merong pinatay na 3 member ng Red Crescent. Kasi ang crescent is a symbol of Islam, yun sa kanila. Pinatay yung 3 na So, binatikos yun. At nalagay naman sa sa headline yun. I don't know what happened to them. Pero parang nasa pa yun, tribunal pa yun, international tribunal. Okay guys, thank you very much. God bless. See you next time. Bye-bye.